Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Jim will be here. He was in a road rage argument on the way in and apparently has defecated on somebody. He read a news story about it last night and he decided to repeat it in his own life. So I don't know at what point, but maybe like within a few minutes he'll be here. In the meantime, Doug Benson is here. Hello, Doug.
Hey, so you know about the whole incident, but don't know what the holdup is?
I think he shit on somebody, but I'm not 100% on it.
But so what's he doing? Standing around doing paperwork?
Yeah. Just making sure that everybody... I think he shit on a person, and now they're swapping insurance information.
Okay, I was going to say maybe he was getting a citation.
I don't know. I think he shit on a person, and then both parties agreed, let's not get the cops involved.
How much does that set you back in this town?
Right.
Well, shitting on a person. Because you can get away with a lot here, I feel.
No, you can. And luckily, but most people in New York at this point have shit insurance.
Oh, they do?
In case people shit on them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so Jim is going to have to... He'll probably have to pay out the nose, but I'm sure he's got a lot of it. If anybody has insurance against shitting on people.
Or if anybody has his nose where people have been shitting.
That's right. It's Jim Norton.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome.
Mm-hmm. Good morning.
Good morning, Doug.
Breakfast talk.
That's right. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm back in town for, I got snowed out the last time I was here.
That's right.
Douglas movies didn't happen because of the blizzard of March 21st. And
that's gone down in history.
It doesn't have a name anymore.
No,
I just give it the date.
It was just weather that day.
Yeah, it was just weather. It was snowy.
Because, by the way, as it turned out, you could have definitely done the show.
I could have done the show.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
They erred on the side of caution. And but here I am back for the makeup show. There's a few tickets left because not all the same people can come to this date. So there's some spots in the audience if you want to come out.
And what's that, at the Gramercy?
Yeah, the great Gramercy, where of course Dave Chappelle plays. Jim Norton's been there when he's been on my show.
That's right. many great comics have been
All
at the Gramercy, mainly when they're on Doug Loves Movies.
Yes. Yeah, I've really up there. They got to have a lot of people on that stage that might not have been if it wasn't for Doug Loves Movies.
That's right.
I've got a powerful lineup for this Wednesday night.
Is that right? But it's a surprise.
It's going to be like 5 to 6 people.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why that many?
Because
usually you do 4.
Because it's a very special theme show. It was going to be, I was going to call it Battle of the Satellite Stars.
Right.
But then Nikki Glaser got the, the Tonight Show. So she's got to run around town practicing for that. I feel
like she was committed to you guys
like,
first.
you should do Douglas movies and have a shitty set on the Tonight Show. That's the protocol.
That's right.
And so she can't make it now, but that happens. That's why I don't announce the guests, because disappointment's a shitty way to start a show.
Right.
Like here's all those people I didn't say we're going to be here.
It would be great if she threw everybody for a loop, though. Like Doug Loves Movies is basically a game show podcast. Like it's themed. I mean, it's loose, but it's completely themed. You do movie questions and do the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But it would be great if Nikki showed up and was like, "Yeah, but I need to do my set. Like I need to try my set."
And then I can't release. I either have to edit that part out of the podcast, or release it after she's been on the Tonight Show.
That's right.
Like hear how it sounded with a real audience,
right?
Not those Tonight Show jerks that they get in there.
Hey, Doug.
Okay, so
hey, buddy.
Jim is back. I was just telling the folks that you were swapping insurance information after you had gotten into a fit of road rage and shit on somebody.
I did, yeah. That's how we made up.
I see.
Yeah, I was mad at them, and they're like, "Come on, drop it on my chest." And I'm like, "All right,
okay." So you were just, it was more pleasantries is why you're running late.
Yeah, no, I wound up. I wake up every morning at the same time, and then I have a secondary alarm I set on my iPhone, and I go back into bed. And I sleep for another few minutes, and today I woke up and I'm like, something feels wrong. I forgot to set my secondary alarm. So it was like 7:35.
So you get up and then go back to bed?
I set my main alarm, grab my phone off my thing, put it on my bed, go back to bed for 10 minutes. It's how I get up every morning.
Yeah, it's your ritual.
And then this morning something felt like I was laying in bed too long.
Right.
I almost went back to sleep and I'm like, let me just look.
Yeah.
And it was 7:35. I'm like, oh fuck.
It's easy to get fucked up in the morning. Every morning now, my wife has started getting up at 5. I get up at 5:25. And her alarm goes off, and I swear every single morning her alarm goes off at 5, and I get confused and I shut off my alarm, thinking that it's my alarm going off. And she's like, "No, Sam, you leave your alarm on. You're fine. You're here," because I would shut my alarm off.
Her alarm comes from the other side of the room,
it's
like
a totally different
side
sound
of the bed.
Yeah, it's a different sound completely.
Yeah, but it's a different part of the room. Like 100%. When you go to turn it off, you reach towards the sound.
That's right.
He's grabbing his wife's face and
you still can't get it.
No. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense.
Well, Jim, you probably slept soundly last night knowing that you had a solid guest coming in on time. You know,
particularly well, yeah.
I'm very dependable.
That's right.
That's what people say about Doug
I'm the
Benson. He's
most punctual pothead.
That's why his sleep was so restful.
Yeah. He's like, he's got this.
We also, I think Jim probably went to sleep very, very restfully, knowing that as a world, we're in a better place because of the peace that Dennis Rodman is bringing.
He's
to
brokering.
us.
First thing I did, look out the phone, and I see the pictures of Trump and Kim Jong-un. I'm very happy.
That's right.
Good.
That's right. They were together.
Yeah.
And Dennis Rodman really, say what you want about him, I don't see how you can argue that he did not set the groundwork.
He's had some small hand.
That's right.
He's had some small hand in a United States North Korea summit.
That's right.
That things that fucking not one politician can get done for 50 or 60 years. This fucking guy goes over with his hoop earrings and his probably big dick and his alcoholism.
It really was amazing, just the photo of the two guys together in the same room.
Incredible. Shaking hands.
Yeah.
What's the time difference there?
So handsome, both of them.
They really are.
I think it's close to 12 hours.
It's 12, oh, okay.
Somewhere around 12, I think. Yeah, just in the room, and Trump is saying that, enemies can become great friends. He's his friend.
How long did they meet for?
It was brief. It wasn't like a long, and it was more of like a set the groundwork meeting.
I thought they had a 2-hour meeting scheduled, no?
I think it was like 6 hours total.
Oh, what? Okay.
Together?
Yeah. Yeah,
What were they doing for 6 hours?
They met alone together for like at least an hour, I think.
That was probably Trump's handshake. That takes about an hour.
That's right.
It was just them and interpreters. And then
they spent another 2 hours alone, but there was a sock on the doorknob.
yeah,
So
do
that
not
was
disturb.
no translators for that.
They had a big lunch with 3 desserts.
Oh, did they?
I swear to God.
That's not true. I thought that was a joke.
No.
Oh my gosh.
What did they? I was literally reading on Twitter stories what they had for lunch. I was curious. What did they have?
I forget what some of the things. I know there was like stuffed cucumbers or something.
That's not up Trump's alley.
Well, they had Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Oh, okay.
And some chocolate stuff. Yeah, you could tell who had a hand in what part of the menu.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'd like to have a plate of beets and then Haagen-Dazs. All right, let's see who picked what. Then again, Kim Jong-un's not exactly fucking healthy looking either.
He's not the fittest of.
No, he
loves
looks like a dictator.
He loves Western food.
And Western life. Yeah. I'm telling you, that's a big part of this.
I agree.
He's a young guy. He's 26 or whatever, and he's like, I'm the leader of a country, and I'm fucking sitting in this shithole all the time, going to China only.
You could see his face while he was sitting with Trump. There was something gleeful about the look on his face that this was happening. He pulled it off. I mean, this is a pretty big coup
for him too. Yeah,
for him to pull off.
He also had to fire his top 3 military guys. There's 3 really high ranking military guys he got rid of because there's probably those hardline people who will fuck him behind the scenes.
Right. It looks like, for starters, we had traditional prawns cocktail served with avocado salad.
Delightful.
It's like a shrimp cocktail.
It's delightful. When you live in North Korea, and that's a delightful treat.
Would you have enjoyed that?
Very much. I had it last night.
You had a shrimp cocktail?
I certainly did.
Shock.
Bit bland, if you want my opinion.
Is that right?
Bit bland.
Oh, I hate.
A bit of a watery shrimp cocktail.
Did you have put any horseradish on it?
Extra. I had to give it some fucking flavor. It tasted like fucking. It was like fucking cold toes I was eating.
Hello, taste.
There was very, very poor taste.
It's summertime, though. It's a nice time for cold toes.
That's right.
It is, but I would prefer a nice, flavorful shrimp cocktail. This was a bland fucking cocktail. I was very disappointed.
Hot New York City night, sucking on some cold, wet toes.
Yeah, come on.
Absolutely. Yeah, give me a couple of fucking C-nips.
Then we still as the starters, the green mango caribou with honey lime dressing and fresh octopus.
Phenomenal.
I'd probably skip that.
Oh my god! You know how good that'd be? Some fucking green lime. I like lime anything.
You do?
Lime anything rules.
You love lime.
I don't know what caribou is.
No.
Deer?
Is that what that is? That the animal? Caribou.
I think
Okay.
so.
So green mango caribou.
And
It's
then
probably like an elk or something.
Yeah.
probably.
See what that is.
It's elk like. Oh, no, it's not elk.
Oh, it's
it's a
a
rice
Malay
dish.
rice dish.
Okay.
Right, so they're not having too much meat for the starters.
No.
And then Korean stuffed cucumber rounds out the starters.
Wow.
We move on to the main course. Can we click on that image, Troy, so it doesn't get cut off there? Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Beef short rib served with potatoes and steamed broccolini. With red wine sauce
On the
Okay.
side.
Combination of sweet and sour crispy pork and fried rice with homemade chili sauce.
Probably very tasty.
I'll bet. And soy braised codfish with radish and Asian vegetables.
Phenomenal.
I have to tell you something. If I was at this lunch, I would spend a lot of time kind of playing with my food,
Picking
so
at it.
it looked like I'd eaten more
You'd be
than
moving.
I had.
I'm telling you that everything there sounds good.
Pushing your broccolini to the side.
Yeah, I would. I would.
They probably did that too.
I would try to find some kind of joy out of eating the crispy pork, just because at least it's crispy and fried. But other than that, I'd have a lot of difficulty with this lunch.
I would enjoy
You'd be a
it.
terrible world leader.
Very,
Yeah.
very bad. Although you would think Trump would be like, you know what Kim's gonna like? Some of the Colonel's. Some of the Colonel's secret recipe. And I'll tell you this, I bet Kim would have loved it.
Kim, I bet in that meeting for an hour, that's all they do is eat. That fucking 1 hour meeting, Trump probably fished out fucking candies out of his pocket, fed the little fat kid.
More of the crispy pork. More of the crispy pork. All right, what else
Lots
is on
of
the menu?
desserts.
Yeah.
Like 3 desserts.
And by the way, even people who hate Trump are shitting on him. You shouldn't encourage a dictator. Shut up.
Yeah, right.
You
Yeah,
got to meet with people you don't like. I hate that shit.
because if Obama did it, they would probably be saying the same thing, right?
Of course, it's just so silly.
Oh, the desserts are the dark chocolate ganache, tartlet ganache.
I don't know what that fuck that is.
Okay, this is where Donald Trump becomes a Viking. Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream with cherry
Coolies.
Coolies.
I don't know what a cherry coolie
They're
is.
They're a Japanese, they're a tiny. They're an Asian treat. It's like a gummy butthole.
Oh, wow.
It's like a
probably
little
very
coolie.
good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
And how is that? What is a trapezienne? A trapezienne?
Trapezzini.
What trapezzini? What is that?
I don't know. I'd probably stick to the Haagen-Dazs.
Well,
Can I get an
trapez-
extra scoop?
I trapezienne. Let's see what that is. It might be very good. No, that's a drug.
Yeah.
Trope, T-R-O-P, easy.
There's a couple of Z's in there.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah.
You think they just had like personal pints of Haagen-Dazs?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Because that's the best.
And I would hope there'd be some extra too.
'Cause it's all for you.
Oh, it's like a pastry with a cream
Probably
inside.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a cake, tart kind of thing.
I'll tell you what I would have eaten. I would have eaten the breading off the pork and the Haagen-Dazs. that
You
that
wouldn't
would
eat
have
the
been my
shrimp?
lunch. No, I don't
You
eat.
eat prawns?
No.
Oh.
No, I'll have a little bit of hibachi shrimp on an
Yeah.
occasion, but that's it.
You
for
wouldn't
shrimp.
have eaten the fucking octopus? Is great.
Oh my God, no.
It's good for you. I don't like.
Oh,
the
is it? Is it good for
I
me?
don't, but I mean, it's tasty too.
That's
I don't
weird
like
because I thought the breading and ice cream would be good for me. That's, really my my focus.
Your goal there was not the healthy. You're correct. The I'll bet you. Here's the part with the octopus because they're very smart animals and they're fucking little arms. But now that when I eat them, I just can't see their little dumb arms. I'm like, oh come on, the little guy was probably flailing.
You don't mind a chicken breast?
I can see less of an attachment to life when you see something's arms.
Yeah.
Like I know that's what he would use to grip little things in
Those
the ocean.
suction cups, it's just weird to eat them.
Right.
It is weird
It
to eat
just
them.
feels like you're eating a rubber children's toy or something.
He was using those arms to grip onto a rock as
Hug
a
his
chef.
mama.
As a chef, just
Yeah.
pulled him away.
Yeah, he was probably trying to trying to scamper off the table.
That's
with his
it.
Dumb octopus head.
Not gonna happen,
No,
bud.
big long fucking big. But octopuses have stupid heads.
They have the worst heads, bulbous.
I wonder if you could pet one. Like, can I have a pet octopus? If I had a big enough tank, would the octopus attack me? Because they're very smart.
No, just shoot ink at you.
Yeah,
That
what are they going to
doesn't
do to
anything.
attack?
I don't know if I fed him every day and then reached in for a little pet on the top of his stupid head.
Well, what's he
look
gonna-
at this guy's hold. Look at these people all holding octopuses. That
Yeah.
looks like fun.
Even if he attacks you, you're just going to get ink on your hand.
I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I mean, look at this thing. It's tiny. You know, you think of octopus, you think of like one completely engulfing a submarine
That's
in a
it.
science fiction movie, but like they're not even big.
No, they're like the size of a rock.
What night are we doing your thing?
Well, that's
Well-
what we were talking about when you came in with your shit storm.
I know who one of the guests are.
Well, so Nikki, it was going to be Battle of the Satellite Stars. It's Wednesday night, tomorrow night at the Gramercy, and it was going to be.
All right, what time?
8:30.
Oh, right, I'm doing
and,
chip. Okay.
and Nikki Glazer was going to do it, but then she can't do it.
What the hell is she doing?
She's practicing for the Tonight Show.
Oh.
Yeah, and so Okay. So
You got to listen to the
It was
first
gonna
part of
be-
the show on demand.
First 4 minutes.
Yeah, we addressed this.
Okay.
no, I'm picking up where we left off. It was going to be called Battle of the Satellite Stars, but now that Nikki's off, it's just going to be all dudes.
Right.
So now, like like Playgirl magazine style, I'm going to call it the men of satellite radio.
like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's you two guys,
Oh.
Big J Okerson,
There it is.
and Tom Takar from Nikki's show,
Okay.
and Ron Bennington.
Oh my
good.
gosh.
Okay, that's
And
great.
Gail Bennington can't be there because she's making
She's
a
a
baby.
girl.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's I mean,
You have to fuck every night, right, to make a baby?
I think that you have to. Yeah, the
Once
seminal
you're
fluid has
pregnant,
to be
then
constant.
you got to keep it going.
That's it. The babies eat it.
Oh, by the way, I didn't say I saw Fez in Florida.
What?
Fucking Fez came to my show, one of my Saturday shows, and it was good to see him. He was,
You hung out a little?
We did after the show, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I talked to him, and it was really nice to
He's
see
good?
Fez. He sends his love, yeah. He sends his regards to everybody.
Yeah, last time I saw him was like a year and a half,
Yeah.
about a year ago at this point, and it was in Florida as well for WrestleMania.
I was so excited when they told me he was coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was good to see him.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. He still looks exactly the same, right?
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw Jay too. We did radio together down there last Friday. so-
Jay Okerson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He
that'd be-
lives
that'd be
here, so
fun.
that's not as big a deal.
No, but it's also odd to see him in the morning in Tampa somewhere.
Right.
You know, you're there with see your chum in New York, and then you're in Tampa and you see him. You're like, wait, isn't this crazy? We laughed.
Were you
What a
promoting
life.
conflicting gigs?
We were, but it didn't matter. I don't care.
You didn't fight over it?
I can give a
Come
fuck.
see my show.
Nope. See him one night, see me the next. See neither, just see him. I don't give a shit.
Whatever.
Up to you.
Where was Jay? Was he over at the gigantic improv?
He was at the Improv, the
Opera House.
It really is. It's tiered. I love the Improvs, but that room is hard to do.
I tell them don't seat the balcony unless they have to. You know what I mean? Like, because they'll seat people up there that just want to sit up there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, those people aren't at the show.
Right.
They're in a completely different world. Or they yell down at the show.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, it's stupid. But other than that, I like it. It's a nice room. And I like being in Tampa. I just like the warm weather and how weird it is.
You know, it is weird. Side Splitters is such a good gig. Like, it's an older room. It's like 20 years. And it's just like one of those rooms. It's like almost the Denver Comedy Works. type
Yeah,
of feel
low
when it's
ceiling.
full. Yeah, it's amazing. But I didn't do shit in Tampa. I just, me and my, the opener I was working with ate a few times.
Is there that much to do in Tampa?
I mean, you could go out and enjoy the sun. But I was just, just kind of fucking lounging around in my room
Masturbating?
at one point, but
Yeah.
not compulsively.
Good.
The shades drawn. Really unpleasant.
Very mysterious.
No, just unpleasant. Shades drawn in
They got a nice pool at the hotel?
I wouldn't know. I didn't work out once. A fucking lump of shit. No meetings, no working out. I just sat there.
Did you eat tortilla chips?
Yep. You bet I did. I did.
You got to have those Tampa tortilla chips.
Yeah, that's what they're known for down there.
You could have gone to
Clubs.
Busch Gardens.
Dude, I could have went to a massage place. A lot of places for a man's sore back.
Is that right?
I didn't do it though.
Okay, so Travis, 2 hours on lunch. Is that right?
Yeah.
Mainly Haagen-Dazs time?
Yeah.
One would assume.
Yeah. 30 minutes. 30 minutes for lunch.
Dude, what
Hour
did
and
you
a
think
half
Trump hit the
about.
gym when he was there?
No.
Do you think I think they both got along because they sat there knowing, okay, we have to spend a little bit of time on big boy food, but soon
Dessert.
we get the sweet treats.
Yeah, there's no way that those two fucking fatzos did not just enjoy eating bad food together.
Oh yeah.
No, and he made a joke like to the reporters, like, photograph us from our good sides, make sure we look skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, there's people like, oh, he's being so chauvinistic.
Oh God, he's
What?
with Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
He's making fun. He's goofing on both
Yeah.
of them. What the fuck?
Just a couple of fat guys.
Yeah, just joking about the idea of trying to look good in this way. Oh. God, people
then-
are such cunts.
What did they do after their 2 hour lunch?
He signed that document.
That's why I thought it was brief, because I looked at the document, and the document doesn't really say much except,
No, the document really says nothing.
right, the document says we met here, and in some way, shape, or form, Kim Jong-un is committed to denuclearizing Korea.
And also, didn't Trump say that they're going to suspend the war games that they're doing in South Korea? That was a concession. All right.
Yeah.
I can't believe this fucking meeting happened. I
Yeah.
can't believe this happened.
The idea is that we have agreed to defend them, like we've agreed to act as their defense, and they've agreed to denuclearize.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did offer them security. He
Yeah.
offered him personal security at one point, too, because he's worried about it being like another fucking Libya.
Right.
And getting overthrown and a whole mess happening.
Right.
Wow.
Now, I think that the real point
Amazing.
on all of this was the Dennis Rodman interview.
On CNN?
Yes.
You know Chris Cuomo?
Chris Cuomo.
Very important interview.
Chris Cuomo did. All the news places were trying to make sure that they got the scoop and really were on top of this. I think like CNN didn't exactly know how to cover this because they're so used to reporting on when Trump is an idiot.
Yeah.
That when he's actually doing something kind of historical, they're like, do we treat this with reverence? Do we mock it?
It's amazing how there's really nothing shitty to spin. It's a meeting that should have happened with a president in 1965.
Right.
It did. Kennedy couldn't get it done. Fucking Lyndon Johnson, Nixon, none of these guys could get this done.
Right.
None of them.
Right.
He gets it done.
He does. You want to hear?
But also Kim Jong-un being a young guy helps too.
I think it does.
He's a young guy who wants Western. He wants a Western life, and there's no way he's just not bored sitting there like, I don't want the rest of my life to be with fucking sparse, bare accommodations. He's watching his country be shitty.
That's a big part of this. That I think the Western culture kind of romanced him a little bit, and that's why honestly, Dennis Rodman has more to do with this than people think.
He absolutely does. He's just a guy, and he's a guy, and he's talking to another guy who's a fan,
right?
Who he's probably like, you got to come to America. You got to see America. The girls there, the girls? Food. You got to come, and then you look at America, and you're like, how do you not want to at least when you run a country, how do you not want to come here for the UN and then stay at the Intercontinental Hotel and fucking hang out in New York for a week?
Kim Jong-un wants to hang out with celebrities. He wants to hang out with more celebrities like Dennis Rodman, but he knows that he can't because it was looked at as such a ridiculous thing that Rodman was even going over there because of how the country's looked at.
Yeah.
He wants to be able to hang out with celebrities.
He wants to do like a walk-on on SNL.
Yeah.
How old is he?
36.
He's 30. I thought he was younger than that.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying that's young, though. 36. Yeah.
And he's run that country for how long? 8 years?
Somewhere in the ballpark.
Yeah, and it's horrible to live there, right?
I'm sure it sucks.
They say like some of the people are
So that's what
enslaved,
we're dealing
starving.
with.
Yeah,
That's who we're helping. Is
He's
the guy
probably killed a few people.
But again, we're in no position to judge that. We've helped people who are dog shit our entire history.
Well, that's true.
We have been so full of shit with who we selectively help and who we talk to. This guy's a dictator, but that guy fights for freedom. Enough. I don't care.
But we're just helping him so he won't nuke us.
No, I don't know if we're worried about him nuking us or I think we're nuking
anywhere.
Japan.
Yeah.
So basically, by talking to a shitty guy, we're looking out for South Korea and we're looking out for Japan as well.
Should work out.
I think that people. Yeah, you gotta pick one. There were the people who were critical of Trump's tweets when he was calling him Rocket Man.
Yeah,
and going like Trump's going to bring us into nuclear war.
They all thought he was going to get us nuked.
Right. So if that's the side you're on, that's cool.
He still can. There's still time.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you were like then going like, oh my God, this guy's crazy, you kind of got to give him credit for cleaning up at least part of his mess in this moment.
He had a meeting that no U.S. president has been able to. They all played this fucking baby. I'm going to ignore you. I hate like when fucking Nikki Haley walked out of the fucking UN meeting because Palestine was talking or whatever. Say there, you fuck. Sit there and listen, even if you don't like the guy.
Yeah.
We don't recognize his government. Shut up.
I was looking at all the photos from Trump at the...
Trump! Fucking let him in, Sammy. Freudian slip.
I was looking at the photos from Trump at the G7. You know, he's getting very, very criticized because he was attacking Canada and he left without signing and everything. And there was that photo that was being passed around of Trump kind of sitting there like a petulant kid and all the other world leaders like around him, like yelling at him and stuff. And I was kind of like, this is cool. Like, look at America in the power seat. Trump's like, what the fuck ever? And everybody's trying to convince him of other stuff. And Trump's like, yeah, I don't care. This is when everybody has always said, like, we want a businessman. Everybody said, we want a businessman to be the president. Mm-hmm. Trump went into this G7 thing like a CEO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he left when he wasn't happy with the deal. And this is every shitty CEO that anybody's ever had to deal with in a company.
He really does not give a fuck
if
all of those guys hate him. It really is amazing. He's sitting there, he doesn't give a fuck because they don't like him.
He's got that business cutoff. Yeah. Like, it's not personal, it's business.
And it looks like a picture from a comedy.
It really is.
It looks like it's a comedy show or a play or something.
Caption this.
Yeah, like everyone's just so furious and he's just like...
But look at the confidence in his eyes. Like when he's sitting there and everybody's kind of looking at him like, he's just got confident eyes. Like, I couldn't be more secure in my position.
Yeah.
Yeah, super power move to be sitting not only sitting down, but it seems like he's even lower than normal sitting.
Arms folded.
Yep. And even in the body language with Kim Jong-un, this is a guy who people are afraid of. He's got all these nuclear weapons. People are like, oh, this guy's crazy. You got to watch out for him. Trump is still like guiding him by the arm and like, putting his arm around him and being that sort of like he's my little brother energy.
Yeah.
But you gave him like a solid handshake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Trump likes to do that power move.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he likes other dictators, too.
Yeah.
They said that on Fox. They accidentally called them both dictators.
I saw that clip. They go like, it's like Sunday. And they were like, yes, and there they are. They're getting off the plane. The meeting of the two dictators is going down to... I was like, oh Fox.
I'm not sure they know how dictatorships work.
You want to hear some of Dennis Rodman?
I really do.
Explaining why this is all so important?
I enjoyed it. I was walking across the street last night watching it on my phone.
Yeah.
And I would like to hear it crisply.
I'm just glad that Chris Cuomo really got to the bottom of things.
Yeah.
Well, you teed up the relevance of Dennis Rodman. We have him joining us on the show. He made his way to Singapore. There he is right now. Good to see you again, my friend. Dennis, can you hear me?
I'm too tired.
Oh, no. Oh,
And he's
no.
Do you have a...
So he's already
no.
starting. I'm too tired, guys.
No, but he sounds emotional.
And he's wearing it. Do you see what his T-shirt says?
I can't.
It says potcoin.com. So his trip has been sponsored by a marijuana-based cryptocurrency. And he's going on all of his media. He's in Singapore for this meeting, and he's doing all the media wearing a Make America Great Again hat and a potcoin.com
How do you
T-shirt.
not love how do you not love fucking Dennis the Worm?
It's the
How do you
greatest.
not love him?
It's literally the same promotional strategy as the iPhone fix-it websites when they give T-shirts to the people waiting on iPhone lines. Except this is Dennis Rodman going to Singapore to be part of this this historic meeting of world leaders.
I wonder if he got near either one of these guys or no.
I don't know. Trump and the administration said that Dennis Rodman absolutely did not have to come. He had no reason for being there. And the Worm corrected them and said, actually, I believe I do have to be
It turns
there.
out I got this whole thing going.
Yeah.
Well, he knows. I'm sure he knows Trump from Celebrity Apprentice.
Of
right?
course
Like,
he does,
knows
yeah.
both of these guys. And there's very few people alive who know both of these guys.
He's very, very happy about this.
Yeah, if you were told you can't come to a party, would you show up at the party with a hat on with the person who told you not to come to the party?
I would. You know how many times I've showed up at a party with a hat that said "girl with big tits"?
Let's hear what the Worm has to say.
Please.
Too tired. How you doing, guys?
It's good. Do you have a... What does your hat say?
What's my hat say?
Oh, good. Now I can see it.
Let's
so you
make
have a
America great again.
All right.
You got it right there? You got it?
I got it. Thank you. So you made your way to Singapore. How important is
How
this to
pissed
you?
is potcoin.com that Chris Cuomo didn't go, and what's the shirt say?
Yeah.
Oh, we almost got a plug on CNN.
But he has it right there. This is how
right there,
smart.
yeah.
Let me tell you something about these fucking potheads know how to make a shirt.
Oh, yeah.
That rides over the Chiron. Very smart. Where they don't block the potcoin.com. That's right under his neck.
I'll tell you this. They did not hire a graphic designer to make that T-shirt. It's the ugliest shirt you've ever seen.
But it's right.
But the website is on
You
television.
bet it is, and it's on CNN and a huge event. I like that they don't blur it out like they do on Comedy Central or whatever. The CNN News doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
This is live, too. I think it'd be a little hard to blur it out live.
Yeah, you're right.
He'd just be jumping around the blurs like, oh, potcoin, potcoin.
You talked a lot about the prospects for peace when we spoke several years ago. Did you think this moment would ever come?
Well, in my heart and soul, when I first went to North Korea, I was very honored to even be selected to go there. And once I went to North Korea, I was didn't really understand what the old situation was as far as being over there. And when I first met Kim Jong-un, I was more like, I didn't know what to expect. You know, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what he represented. I didn't know if he was someone important. But I knew something was going on. But once I got familiar with the culture and the situation over there, I got really used to being there. I felt like I was at home.
Now, you know both men. You've spent time with the North Korean leader. You've spent time with Donald Trump. How do you think the two men size up in terms of how they might get along?
Well, I think the fact that Donald Trump would understand the fact that the people of North Korea have a heart, they have soul, charisma, and they love each other. And I think the fact that Kim Jong-un and his family understands that. I think that President Trump should understand the fact that the reason why the Marshal of North Korea respects Dennis Rodman, the fact that he trusts me. And I gave him something for his birthday. And I thought I couldn't pull this off. And I said to him on the day before his birthday, I said, I'm going to give you a present. And he said, what is that? I said, I'm going to bring a basketball team, professional basketball team to you. He said, can you do that? I said, yes, I can. Even though I knew I couldn't do it, I said, if I fail now, it's going to be a problem. So basically, I got a lot of people together. I got Popcorn here, help me out, my sponsor.
He didn't get Potcoin to help him, I don't think, back then.
No, it had nothing to do with it.
They probably gave him money for a mention.
Of course they did.
I got Potcoin.
Potcoin. Because what's he talking about?
Yeah. Also, the question was, how do you think these men will
size up?
How will they be together?
And he's talking about
going
bringing
on and on about.
He's talking about bringing the Potcoin basketball team to North Korea.
He's the best.
I love too when he's describing going and he's like, I didn't know who this man was. I didn't know anything about North Korea. Like, everybody knew. How did he?
Yeah,
I believe him.
I didn't know who he was. Well, he's the leader of that country.
Right.
That country I went to?
Yeah. What country?
He did what?
Why would you want those piercings in your lip? It looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Looks cool.
What
that always
happens
looks
at TSA?
weird. Yeah, I know. He probably gets wanted.
Yeah.
He probably has one in his dick, too.
I'm sure he
I
does.
don't get it.
That's his look now. He's got to stick with his look.
Dude, I don't.
Yeah.
That big one in the middle of the lip, it looks disgusting.
I used to have that pierced too, and that's just so annoying. You just constantly keep playing with it. And
Does it grind against your teeth?
Yeah, that's why I had to take it out because it fucked up my gums.
I bet.
It wore down my gums.
Yeah.
But I mean, otherwise, because he doesn't want to look old. So he wears the sunglasses and he covers up a lot.
You think that's what it is? Maybe.
100%. That's why, because he always wears those sunglasses. You never see him without sunglasses on.
Yeah, it's true. I wonder why.
So he probably doesn't have his hair dyed. And he doesn't want to look, his eyes probably look old, and he's probably constantly
He
hungover.
probably just smoked some Potcoin.
Yeah.
He might have, he might be.
Yeah.
Now, do you smoke Potcoin or spend Potcoin or?
I don't know. And I also, strangely, am not interested.
Well, my help from my friends at Potcoin.
Let's hear how Potcoin helped him get that basketball team together.
Thanks to those guys. And it happened, and Kim Jong-un came to me and said, Dennis, you know what? This is the first time someone's ever kept their word to me and my country. And I looked at him, I always got emotional, but I said, wait a minute, hold on. He said, someone's never kept their word to you and your country? He said, yes, this is the first time someone's ever suggested that. And I came through, and I think that he really appreciated that, the fact that he's not normally hearing someone that's trustworthy. And I think that country is normally hearing people that's always lying, deceitful, and not trustworthy. And I think that if Trump goes in there with a great heart, with his heart on the table, and let Kim Jong-un see him, really emotional as far as like speaking to him. It ain't got to be about war. It ain't got to be about hatred or what happened in the future or in the past. The past. We'll move on to the future. And I've told people about Kim Jong-un. He's all about the 21st century.
First of all, he's the only one on television saying the guy's name right.
That's right.
We can shit on Dennis Rodman all we want. He's the only one of us who says the guy's name right.
Now, not every other word was said right.
I would say that's the only word he said right. Potcoin and Kim Jong-un.
Potcoin.
You can see they zoomed in enough to block it.
You're right.
You're
Good
right.
call, Troy.
They let him go a little bit, then they're like, all right, we got to block it. They put the blue.
Yeah, can we get rid of potcoin.com?
Yeah, we're
off
just
the screen?
advertising for these people.
He's talking. He's not even answering the questions. He's just getting his Potcoin
Of course,
billboard
he's
on
doing
TV.
exactly what he should be doing.
100%.
That's these fucking idiots. Get your Potcoin plugged out.
Yeah.
Get your first class airfare paid for.
You think he flew first class?
Yeah.
I would too.
Do you know how much fucking airfare to Singapore was first class for this?
Do you think they paid in Potcoin or money?
You know, I'm imagining it was money on this one. They probably. How much is airfare to Singapore at a time this important? First class, probably Singapore Air or business, maybe. Probably $9,000.
I'll bet first class.
You never know.
Yeah.
I wonder what he flew to fucking North Korea. He probably flew through China.
It said something down there. It said it was like $23,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's worth it for Potcoin.
You can go nonstop to Singapore from LA on United. That's good, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, no, you take Singapore Air.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
You don't want to depend on United to get you to Singapore?
You know, I'm sure that their first class international like that is pretty good, but Singapore Air, Jonathan has told me about so many times how you can order noodles whenever you want. I want to fly Singapore Air.
You do.
I want to fly Etihad, like Russia was my Etihad and fucking.
Why don't you pitch this show of just the best first class lounges, the best airplanes? Because you don't want to travel, you just want to go on the plane rides. I feel like every day there's you want to go on these amazing...
I want to go on these amazing trucking trips. I want to sit in these nice... Half the fun for me is a flight. I used to hate flying. When you get onto a fucking international business class, you're like, this is okay. This doesn't suck.
Yeah. You could do like a fish out of water type show where you go to all the fanciest airplanes and the fanciest hotels and everything. And it could just be like Jim Norton slug out of water.
You know, I don't really hate that idea as much as I should.
maybe not the title.
Slug out of water.
I think it's perfect, actually.
I would watch that show.
Yeah, I think it's perfect, actually.
Just Jim going to like great, amazing spots and not knowing how to behave himself.
Yeah, and I wear like a form-fitting beige bodysuit.
And you just kind of ooze wherever you go.
Yeah, no salt on the tables, please. Mr. Norton gets nervous. That would be a fun show. I don't think anybody would do it, but I would love to do that where I'm just a gentleman about town, flying all over.
Would you be embarrassed to pitch that show in case in the meetings they were like, Jim, is this just an excuse for us to have nice things done for you?
No. I want to talk about them with people.
I swear, no, it's not just...
It's not.
What if
my
the
God,
show's
this
going to
meal.
have an incredibly high budget. How are we going to justify?
Well, no, because the
spending all
airlines.
that
Well,
money?
what's happening is like you'll.
What if we did shitty hotels?
No, I don't want to stay.
Slug in water?
No, I think it's better to do the really finer things.
Oh,
A gentleman. How about we call Jim Norton a gentleman enjoying finer things? And I could comment on everything. Like I have the fine dining.
Right.
And I'm like, my God, and the shrimp scampi was out of this world.
right. Gentleman cockroach, Jim Norton.
But the house is going to be too expensive. Well, no, the airlines, you tell them that we're doing a show, so maybe they'll give you a discount on the flights because it's you're promoting their airline.
Sure.
But then they'll say you can't badmouth them. I'll say, well, I won't.
Right, yeah.
I'll put a good spin on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Plugola with Jim Norton.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Puckcoin.
Dude, that would be the funniest show. Plugola with Jim Norton.
Yeah.
I'm just going over. It's such a sponsored show. All I'm doing is saying nice things about the amenities.
Right. It's like that scene from Wayne's World where Garth is wearing the full Reebok outfit and they're just going one product after another. Let's go back to Dennis Rodman.
Country. And Donald Trump is going to do a great job at trying to reach out and make sure that our hands, Americans, our hands are always open because as Americans, we have let so many people around the world join us to be happy in one country, that's the United States. And now we have really put ourselves on a line to reach out to North Korea. And they've been so gracious to me, my family, and the United States. So let's make this happen. If Trump could pull this off, more power to him.
Dennis, did Kim reach out to you or any of his people reach out to you? The president's people, anybody reach out to you for insight into the other side?
Well, you know what? I've talked to those guys the last 5 years.
Which guys?
And I talked to Kim Jong-un and an administration over there 5 years ago. And he asked me 5 years ago, we sat down for lunch.
So the answer is no, by the way. But he's kind of bringing it back to what happened 5 years ago because clearly, no, for this meeting, they did not reach out to him.
Not for this meeting, no. But you know what? He talks about the North Korean dictator, and he said when we sat down for lunch, he's telling a story no one else in the country can tell.
No.
They have to go to Dennis Rodman. If they want any insight... And I don't know how you really Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un is probably his story is I needed an in to America.
Right.
Kim Jong-un should be getting a lot of credit too. I managed to take Dennis Rodman and wedge myself into the United States.
Right.
Using Dennis Rodman. That's fucking amazing on his part too.
How much research do you think was done on which celebrity will come here without knowing that they should not come here?
You know, I don't know how that happened. He's a Bulls fan though. Kim's
I'm sure.
a Bulls
They
fan.
probably just threw out a bunch of invites.
Yeah. Horace Grant was the first choice. Jordan is not showing up. That would have been a great one, but Jordan wasn't going anywhere near North Korea. Now he might. You know what? After this, that might be something where Michael Jordan goes, that will be a big one. And then Dennis Rodman's fucked.
Yeah.
Because once Jordan goes over there, Dennis Rodman can fucking suck it and hang out in China or South Korea. He's not getting invited back.
That's right.
And then asked me, hey, Dennis, I would like to ask you three things. If you go back to tell the President of the United States these three things, and I would be willing to talk to him. And it's a true story, and I got my people here that was there that heard the conversation. He said things like, if they can move the ships back from South Korea, I would do what I have to do to listen. If you can move certain things or do certain things, I will listen. My ears will be open. And I try to do that to Obama.
First of all, that's only two things. Second of all, that's too vague. If you could do certain things, I would listen. That's nothing.
Yeah.
So you don't think that the president was satisfied when Dennis Rodman came back from North Korea and he goes, look, I have great news. If you'll do certain things, they will listen.
Well, what was the first thing? Move something back from South Korea?
It sounded like
DMZ? The troops?
It sounded like he said move shush back.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Move the shush.
What's the shush? Is that a saying for the troops on the DMZ?
Maybe Dennis didn't know either, and he just heard Kim say that, and so he just repeated it.
No, because he was talking about what should be done, and Kim went, shush.
Shush.
Like, shut up.
I talked to Kim Jong-un and an administration over there 5 years ago. And he asked me 5 years ago, we sat down for lunch. And he sat down and asked me, hey, Dennis.
What'd they have? A bowl of water and a radish.
He's a born storyteller, this guy.
Oh, God bless
Dennis?
him.
Yeah.
He really has. He
We
has
had lunch. We sat down.
Yeah.
We started having lunch.
And I put a chair up. And when I put a chair up, I made a screeching sound on the floor. But I told him, don't be alarmed. It's just the sound of the screeching chair on the floor. He really goes into unnecessary details.
He does. He does. But he's very proud of his time with Kim Jong-un.
I don't blame him. I absolutely don't blame him. I'm stretching Ozzy Osbourne Hello into a 5-hour fucking miniseries. I don't blame him.
I'd like to ask you three things. If you go back to tell the President of the United States these three things, and I would be willing to talk to him. And it's a true story, and I got my people here that was there that heard the conversation.
It's proof.
He said things like, if they can move the ships back from South
Troops.
Korea, I would
I think you're right.
Is that what he meant, troops?
I'm guessing troops.
I think Troops is right.
do what I have to do to listen. If you can move certain things or do certain things, I will listen.
Falls
My
apart.
ears will be open. And I tried to do that to Obama. And Obama didn't even give me the time of day. I asked him. I said,
boy.
I have something to say from North Korea. He just brushed me off. But that didn't deter me. I still kept going back.
By the way, do you know how annoyed Obama must be that fucking this is happening?
Right.
Yeah.
And he didn't get it done?
Yeah.
Especially when Dennis Rodman, it's like, he probably remembers that and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, because he's
Rodman
a Chicago
was
guy.
right.
Well, Obama's a Chicago guy. He
Yeah.
certainly knows who Rodman is. I mean,
Of
they
course he
probably
does.
know each other.
No, and this was a huge story. I mean, everybody knew about this Rodman thing.
And Obama probably didn't take him seriously.
Exactly right. He didn't take Kanye West seriously either. Look what's happened. He's been making some powerful enemies, this Obama.
Yeah.
kept going back. I showed my loyalty and my trustworthy to this country. And I said to everybody, I said, the door will open.
I remember you saying it. I remember you saying it.
Like Chris Cuomo wasn't there making fun of Dennis Rodman before. I remember that, Dennis. You did say that, Dennis. What a suck ass.
Something. Does Kim understand English, Dennis?
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. When I said those things, when I said those damn things, when I went back home, I got so many death threats. I got so many death threats when I was sitting there protecting everything. And I believed in North Korea. And when I went home, I couldn't even go home. I couldn't even go home. I had to hide out for 30 days. I couldn't even go home. But I kept my head up high, brother. I knew things were going to change. I knew it. I was the only one. I never had no one to hear me. I didn't know one had to see me. But I took those bullets. I took all that. I took everything. Everyone came at me. And I'm still standing.
They did make fun of him. People did say what an asshole he was, how he shouldn't go over.
His T-shirt says potcoin.com on it.
But you know what? He's there. And here's probably why it worked. Because he's a genuine.
He is genuine.
Kim Jong-un, or however you say his name, could probably sense he's a genuine person. He's not a bullshitter.
I mean, look at the tears streaming down his face.
He seems very, very genuine. Maybe that went a lot longer.
Crying is real.
Yeah, I mean,
He's real torn up over this.
yeah, you got fucking people mocked him. He's an asshole. All these dummies, all these reporters that would have flown over there in a second if they were invited.
Right.
For the big scoop. Didn't like that he got the scoop that they couldn't get. Good for him. Fuck all of them.
In hindsight, I still don't mind people mocking Dennis Rodman for going over to North Korea and not realizing that anything was wrong, and then coming back and advocating for Kim Jong Un.
I still treated me nice.
I still think that that's fair to mock.
I know.
I felt like I was at home.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Like the nicest place in Korea matches his home here.
Right. I don't know. It seemed good to me. But it is. I think the reason he snapped is that phony moment of Chris Cuomo going, I remember you saying that, Dennis. Like, you and I were on the same side. And Dennis is like, what?
Nobody was
then
listening to me.
He went over with that humanitarian thing with the basketball team, and he was just seeing like the local kids and doing all this stuff. But even if Kim Jong Un's a cunt, so what? So is Vladimir Putin. We have a relationship with him. You're going to tell me there's no one fucking being locked up in China with human rights violations? We have a relationship with them.
That's right.
Good for them meeting. Good.
A great day for everybody. Singapore, Tokyo, China, everything.
Name
It's
more
a
places.
great day.
It is a great
I'm
day.
here to
This
see
is a
it.
historic day.
I'm so happy.
You were saying to me years ago that you thought this would happen. I'm
so happy.
I want to let you be ready for me to ask you another question. I know you're very emotional about this.
Go ahead.
This is what I want to know. I want to know. Well, you're an emotional guy. You feel very deeply about things. People who've been around you
Right.
understand that.
Right.
Why did you feel so strongly that you needed to make something happen for North Korea? There's so many places you could have gone in the world that have, a much easier path to peace than North Korea, given the record of human rights abuses and other practices.
wiping
of
his
this
eyes with his
despotic
sunglasses
regime. But
on.
you chose
He
North
is so
Korea.
committed to those sunglasses that he's wiping away tears without ever moving the sunglasses away
It's the
from
most
his eyes.
incredible
Yeah.
thing I've ever seen. At one point, he wipes the outside of the sunglasses.
Yeah, he takes a tissue and
Like-
squeegees them down a little bit.
As if he's crying from the glasses.
Maybe he is.
They're a part of
Maybe
me.
it's fake tears coming out of his glasses.
Why?
Well, I feel like I said, I was very naive when I went over there. I didn't understand and expect all the things I was getting when I went over there. They said, "Do you realize what you was doing, Dennis, when you went over there?" I said, "No." I thought it was just another one of those things. I was just doing some charity event. I knew nothing about North Korea. I just thought I was going to play basketball and just treat the people and be happy, and that was it. But it turned out to be so much more bigger than what I thought. And I felt the fact that, just listen to the people, seeing the kids, seeing the people there, and just meeting the regime, Kim Jong-un, and the whole marshals and everybody. I just felt like I fell in love with the country from day one. And
Do you know the vindication, though, man? When you're
That's
fucking
incredible.
The U.S. North Korea summit is happening today, and he was there before anybody trying to bridge the gap. No, he's not.
He was there accidentally. They treated him well.
He may not have known, yeah.
Yeah.
But he did. He's still a part of it, whether
Yeah,
they
he
like
is.
it or not.
He's a part of it.
He's literally the only one. He's over here now going like, I thought it was a beautiful country then. I thought this should have been happening then. And he's the only one.
He knows
Dennis
both of them.
Rodman.
He's the only one who knows both of them. How many people know both of those people? None.
Yeah, I think he might be the only person that knows both those guys. Isn't that incredible? Other than maybe now some people within the state or whatever. But like, you know what I'm
Assistants
saying?
and stuff. Yeah,
People,
incredible.
he has spent time. He has dined with both men on separate occasions over the years.
We are living in a bizarro world.
Isn't
We
it
are.
great? Isn't it amazing?
Every week, it's just like, what the fuck?
Chris Cuomo and like CNN, who have spent all this time, like they've made a business for themselves of just, shitting all over Trump and everything, which is fine. Now, this guy has to conduct a serious interview with Dennis Rodman, trying to figure out what Dennis Rodman, his take on North Korea is, because he's got the informed take, not any of the journalists.
That's right. And he won't get Trump on the show.
No, he won't.
get Trump on the network at all.
No, so
then
what's
now
he-
they have to interview Dennis Rodman.
That's right. Did you hear that clip of Trump the other day when he's doing like a press conference or whatever, and he's out? I think he's overseas or something, and he's going. Somebody asked a question he
Yeah.
didn't like, and he goes, "Where are you from?" And the guy goes, "CNN." He goes, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah, I didn't know,
Fake
but
news.
I yeah. Fake
That's-
news, CNN.
I just look. Oh, there you had it in that email, Troy.
Okay, here.
I saw it. It said Trump mocks CNN reporter. Yeah, this was it. This was in Quebec. This was at the G7 summit over the weekend. Operator error?
No?
Nope, this was not. I see the little hand is right over there.
I heard the clicky.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. as you were heading into these G7 talks, there was a sense that the America's closest allies were frustrated with you and angry with you, and that you were angry with them, and that you were leaving here early to go meet for more friendlier talks with Kim Jong-un in Singapore. And I'm wondering if you view it the same way, and do you view the U.S. alliance system shifting under your presidency away
Who
from
are you with, out of curiosity?
CNN?
I figured. Fake news, CNN.
What an asshole.
But you can just tell by the shitty tone of the question.
I figure fake news CNN. Just like we've never had anything like this happen before.
No.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
that's a word for it.
It's fun to watch them get their dicks kicked in. Fuck the media.
It's fun to watch the whole process.
Ah, I
Honestly,
love it.
don't
No,
have
but
to.
he shouldn't be held accountable for anything by anyone.
No,
Who,
he
Trump?
should.
No, he should not.
He should, but they never are. So it's nice to see somebody. Thank you. It's nice to see somebody giving them a beating.
No, I don't believe Trump should be held accountable. That's my personal take on things. I think it's funner when he's not. I like it when he is, and then but. The media does make mistakes, and the fact that Trump calls them out on everything means that their mistakes are called out.
And the bottom line is, no one's ever called them out. And just that cunty question about for friendlier talks with North Korea. Really?
He said, "Well," he liked that part. He said, "Well put," right after that part, because he knew it was going to be friendlier with North Korea than
Well, he might have meant that
Canada.
To be fair, he might have actually said that. So, and honestly, it looked as though right now. I believe that Donald Trump and the United States has a better relationship with Kim Jong-un than we do with Trudeau and
We probably
Canada.
do with Trudeau's human rights violations.
That's right.
Stop.
That's right. So in this moment that we're living in today, as a country, we may have a better relationship with North Korea than Canada.
Do you think Trump stuff will ever be developed in North Korea if this goes through?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe, there may be a coinky-dink that once his term is up. As a matter of fact, Trump may not run for re-election because he realizes there's too much money to be made in building golf courses and hotels in North Korea.
Right now is probably a good time for an American to visit North Korea in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You're not going to get fucked with.
No way. No way.
I mean, you can do that. That's even something people can do
Through
Like,
China,
just go
yeah.
there.
You can. It's not an easy trip to make, but there's a way to do it through China. I think that it's not, I don't know what the process is, obviously, but you... I mean, look at that Otto. What was his name? I always say Warminger. That's not his name.
Wombier.
Wombier, yeah.
You're right. You're as safe as you've ever been right now. Let me go to Ryan. They're in North Carolina. What's up, Ryan?
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, man.
Hey, so I was wondering. I mean, this is all awesomeness. I mean, we're in a blessed moment. I mean, I'm telling you, man. But I just hate it that doesn't a family that sees this guy that literally tortured their son,
Yep.
the guy that was captured and brought over, they see them with his president up on stage right now. I would be like, fuck that guy. I would be pissed if my family member came back over and died, and still that was swept under the rug. I mean, either way, it ended in a fairy tale, but he died.
You're right,
I'd be
but also
furious.
his family, you're right, but also, let's be honest, we can make up with